God, Ghost, what's going on with your 7 kills? He's normally in like double figures.
Chicken dinner.
I haven't done the battle pass yet. I'm at 50% completion, but I haven't even brought it. I'm like, if I get 100, and then I'll just buy it and it'll just go through it. But other than that, I'm not too fussed.
Nah, I don't bother with battle pass.
I only done it purely because when I first got it, I had enough points for each month or each season. I've just had enough points.
Yeah.
So well, we got 2,150, but it's just like I don't see the point in buying it if I know I'm not going to be on it. As I want to be on it more, but when people are moaning at me about having underwater mics and then people don't have mics full stop,
Yeah.
it's sort of like you might as well just play on your own.
Yeah.
Brick by brick. Move! I don't lose! I win! That's my job! That's what I do! I'll never give up. Never. There is no tomorrow!
Are you working over the weekend where it's going to be really, really hot?
We did not come this far to just break down and lose now.
No bloody work.
It's gonna be like, God, it's like 26 to 30 degrees over the weekend.
Oh god. I'm having a day off today. Fucking.
The thing with my son now, it's like it's hot, and it's like, well, you go out, he doesn't like, he's like me, he don't like the heat. Well, I said, alright, we can always have a water fight, and then you have the neighbours moaning, because they're like, oh, can you not get water in our garden, please? I'm like, well, if it's raining you have water in your garden, fucking
Oh
hell.
my god, are they one of them?
They all are.
Jesus
I have
Christ.
my grandson and my son, and we were outside, and they went over, not on next either side, it was sort of like the second house. And she goes, do you mind that went on my window? And I'm like, fuck no, you can't even have a laugh in your garden now with your kids.
No. Don't need that.
I said next time I'll fill the water pistol up with piss and then I'll fucking squirt it over your window. Your kids can't do shit these days, that's the thing, it's so bloody annoying. You go to a park and you got people doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. And by us, we used to go down there a lot and used to get those like silver canisters people used to inhale, and it's like, you shouldn't be doing that at parks. You find a fucking field and, you know, do it where nobody really gives a shit. Oh, I chuckled this morning. I don't watch the news that often. And I was like, what? And Steph goes, yeah, apparently Katie Price reckons her husband's been kidnapped. I said, why do you want to kidnap him? She's got no fucking money anyhow. She's built her system. I've never known anyone to not go to jail for the things she's done. Drink driving, cocaine, everything. And then she did a series on her horrible mansion. And when she was on, when I seen her on telly, I said to the missus, I said, I thought all the plastic stuff meant to cover the wrinkles. I said, when she talks now, it's like the wrinkle moves with it. Like, fucking hell. I think that's the best thing Peter ever done when he left her, I tell you. I don't even think she falls in love with these people, to be fair. She met him 2 weeks and then they got married. I'm like...
Changing mags.
And now you got her daughter with her own show. It's like, oh god. I don't mind Peter Andre because he was never a dick. But Katie Price, I said, the thing is, with her going on telly and putting this in the papers, it's news. So
Yeah.
she's getting money because it's in the papers. I don't think he's anybody, is he? But is he like a sportsman? Is he
Ain't got a
somebody?
clue
Or
who he is.
nah, she's married that many men. I couldn't tell you who half of them are. I think the only one I remember is Alex, and I think he was a kickboxer. The rest of them, I don't you know. She's had loads since then.
Oh, I know, I should plenty.
I can understand, but she's not even good looking. And that's not being nasty, but she's not even good looking.
Ready for action.
Returning you to the front. Earn this.
Definitely busy because I can't even get out of this building. It was like one after another.
Vision and a quiet mind.
It's like, was it yesterday or today? I did a video. So it's, I know if it was my kid, yeah, but it really winds me up. The amount of kids that go missing on a weekly basis are not found,
Reinforcing armor.
but the publicity's not there.
Yeah.
Why is Madeleine McCann, sorry, and I'm not being nasty, why is it all they're looking at is they reckon she's still alive? This person says they are her, this person, and now they're now trying to pin it on the German guy. And I'm like, I'm not being funny. I said, they got what they wanted, they've got their, I don't know if it's documentary or film out, or drama next is it this week or next week? So she's making money. And I said from day one, I said, that kid going missing, all it's going to do is make that
Enemy destroyed.
mum and dad rich.
Attack map to hunt down the rest of them.
Someone goes, oh no, because it's not them acting. In the series, so it doesn't matter because it's on their story. They will get, they get money for it. But what I don't understand, if you left your two kids, or I left my kid in a hotel in a foreign country, and they went missing, sorry, I'm confused. Surely you would be in jail because you are breaking the law.
Well, yeah.
Armor.
What is
One,
it?
one rule, one rule
and then
for
they
one,
say-
one for other, innit?
Yeah, but who are they? They're nobody important either. This is what I don't get.
Nah.
Even when she did the interview, there just didn't seem any emotion.
Marks remain in
You know, I'm not being funny, unless the actual person knows who they actually are, I don't think it's ever going to come out what happened or who she is or whatever. But while they keep persisting doing all this shit, that family are making money, and I just think it's disgusting. Because what people don't realise, it wasn't just her they left, from what I read. They had other kids, which were, I don't know, slightly older, slightly younger, but only she was taken.
Got 10 squads active in the field.
Yeah.
And they weren't even in the same. They weren't even in the same hotel the kids were for where they went to have the meal. They're actually a bit I never understand. Yeah, they lost their kid, but I don't mean. Well, yeah, I do mean it nasty because I'm being honest. I don't feel sorry for them because in the first place, you're telling me you would go to a foreign country and leave a kid of that age unsupervised.
You wouldn't.
I would even hire a nanny or hire somebody that worked at a hotel if I wanted to go for a meal. You know, it's why didn't they want to take her for the meal as well?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You
I know
can't
what you
say,
mean.
oh, it's because I wanted some time with my hubby, because you're the one that chose to have these kids, and you're the one that's chose to, well, do whatever you've done with them.
Into the AR.
And it's weird, you ask a lot of people and you get some people say, oh, you got to feel sorry for them. I don't, because, like I said, if this was our generation and our world, and that was you or me, we would be locked up for life. Everything would be our fault.
Yeah.
like, if he was somebody, I would get it, but it's like, they are just normal, well, I say normal parents, no normal parent would leave their kids, but they're normal people that are getting rich from their own kid going missing, and I just personally think they should change the law, because it's like all this grief, people, it's like, what was the other thing we watched? Oh, about the taxi driver, can't remember what it's called, don't know if you, the what? Believe me, called Believe Me, where over so many years, this guy abused women, and when they showed it on telly, there was like about 50, I think about 100 have come forward, because he's meant to be, he's got early parole thingy next month, and they don't want him out. But not being funny, if you've done that to over 100 women, you should even have the opportunity to see outside again.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Because me and the missus watched it, and I said, but who would get in a taxi, a black cab taxi, and take a drink off the taxi driver? And they said, yeah, but he was like persistent, he kept on and on and on, so I just did. The first glass I chucked away. So if you chucked the first glass away, you knew something wasn't right, so why did you take the second glass?
They're on me.
And then I'm like, well, I suppose, you know, this was done back in, oh god, what was it, 2000 or something? It was like quite, and I'm like, yeah, I suppose it's different because you trusted people back then more than you do now. But even so, I still wouldn't
We've located the
take a drink of a taxi driver.
Yeah.
Might take a pill or something, but you know, I know what that's gonna do. Do you know what I mean? But no, I don't know. I really feel for our kids, because it's like they're in a generation where it's so messed. And I've always said, I think that's my biggest worry as a parent. Why, you know, yeah, we all wanted kids, we've had kids and that, but the generation they're coming up in, it's like, nah.
Incoming fire.
I remember the days you used to knock on the next door neighbour, oh sorry, I've run out of sugar, I can't be asked to go to the shop. Oh yeah, I can lend you some, fuck me. Those days are gone. You get moaned out for having a fucking water fight in your own garden.
Changing mags.
Fuck you know. I get moaned out for smoking outside, but like I said, it's not like I'm out there for 8 hours from when I get up to when I go to bed smoking.
Yeah.
I go out there and I probably have 6 or 7 through the whole day I'm up. So that's from 6 in the morning till 9, 10 at night. So I don't think that's too bad. Because one of our neighbours come up and they were like chatting to me, and I said, to be fair, I said, people moan about it, but I said, I don't do it to get mashed, I do it to help my back, I do it for my mental health. It's not an excuse, I don't, you know, smoke like loads of it.
I'm ready.
And I said, you moan? I said, I got to listen to your fucking dog all day. And I said, I'm not being nasty, when your dog's constantly going, bark, 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 bark. I said, fuck me, I said, you know, I can report it to our PCA. Because if a dog's barking like that, then it's not being let out or walked enough. And then he just looked at me and said, yeah, I'm just getting to that point, I'm getting pissed off at people.
Requesting buyback.
If I could do like a lot of people do, go onto a vape and get a THC, if I could get and smoke a vape, I would. But every time I've done a vape, my missus will tell you I've been in hospital.
Yeah,
So,
I don't like them
you know,
either.
but back then, the vapes I was doing, I was buying them at like 200-300 quid. But I don't know now, because you got disposable ones, would that still be as bad on my body, or do you know what I mean? And then the missus goes, do you really want to risk it though, when you were in ICU last time? And it's like, well,
Yeah,
but I
I
don't
won't
like
risk it.
smoking, that's the thing. I don't like the taste of weed, I don't like the taste of tobacco. So it's like, there's no win for me, it's just like, yeah, vaping's a lot easier, you just sit there and vape, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But people don't moan about that because it doesn't smell.
Fucking got me.
I said I'm gonna find a vape and it smells of dog shit. I'm gonna sit and smoke dog shit and blow it over your garden and see what you say then.
Changing mags.
But this is what I said. That's the thing with me. I have no filters, and it's not me being rude. It's just, you know, if you have a cat or a dog or whatever, and you got to listen to it all day, and then, and I said before you say I should be at work, I said they're like, oh, before you say I should be at work, I said some people would work nights, so if they were sleeping, that would annoy them.
I'm good for a pee.
Contradicted, right? So, if you get caught with smoking, the housing or council or whatever will do nothing because it's not a council issue. It has to be reported to the police. All the police can actually do is ask to search my house. But for one, I'm an arrogant and I hate the police, so I'd be like, search warrant. And if they get a search warrant, it wouldn't be worth what they find because what's in each fucking rollie wouldn't even, and they wouldn't even take it away. The only thing they could ask me, where'd you get it from? I don't have to tell them shit. And I'll just like, oh goosey yourself. You have mics. Like, you know, you don't get people moaning about the piss heads that sit in their garden and just get pissed all day. But it's because you can't smell it.
What happened?
The end of the day, I think we are the worst country when it comes to illegal drugs. Because, right, so if I go to the doctor, if I go private, the doctor will give me something like 6.4 a week. Yeah?
Yeah.
Which, I don't know where they get it from because, you know, they're getting it from somewhere, but apparently it's stronger than the stuff you get on the on the street.
No,
So I was
right.
like, okay, you can still get a fined or done by the police. Because I was reading it yesterday, you know, when you go on your Google, and it's like, new council and that. If you smell cannabis in people's gardens, you can report it.
Right.
So, but everybody around here knows me, and I know on our left, the bloke knows I do it, and tells me to just be a little bit quiet, because they know what I'm like when I'm a nasty bastard. It's like I said to our everyone, I said Tuesdays and Thursdays I know you work, so I wait until you go to work and I go out and have one. I said, then I'll have one just before my son gets home, or after. She goes, do you really? I said, yeah. I said, if I know you're on a Tuesday and Thursday, I'll make the most of it, because I know you're not at home. But I know your dad comes at 12 o'clock, so I try not to be out there when your dad comes. And she's like, oh yeah, normally I say I can't smell that stuff. I said, yeah, I've probably got earbuds in, so if I hear anyone say that to me outside, I said, I don't care who they are, I'll have my opinion.
Don't ever count me
Because,
out.
like I said, it's alright for people to do things like all these drugs that you shouldn't do, but because you can't smell it, it's fine. You can be an alcoholic, that's fine, but you sit in the garden because you've got fibro and you've got mental health issues, just to have, you know, I'm not out there with like a big fucking like bong or baggie, yeah, I'm out there with a thing that looks, mine look like fucking cigar. You know, on my stream, I was going to say, mine look like fucking cigars because I can't roll for shit. I've got to use a rolling machine. They come out and it just looks like a fuck. You know the cigars you get in, is it 10 or 12 in a little tin? The Cafe Creme, they're like that.
Waypoint.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to roll them and dice them in perfume. And then that'll stop your fucking moaning. I was like, So when the missus there, she's like, oh, I can smell it. So it's like, I wait till she goes out, then I roll my week's worth of whatever I've got.
Save it for the enemy.
Because, like I said, as soon as you grind, I said, that's what you're smelling. It's not. Yeah, I was saying to Ghost yesterday, I was absolutely shocked yesterday. I was flicking through lives. Guess who I came across live yesterday?
Oh.
For all people. Well, the last 3 months, I think you follow him, I think you fade him, I know Ghost has. Godfather,
Oh yeah.
he's a really nice guy, but
Yeah,
he
he's a good
watches
chap.
people like,
Ready for action.
what's his name? Fucking Big Daddy, or whatever his fucking name is. He watches what he classes as big streamers.
Yeah.
Anyhow, he's come into my live 3 times and done my gallery for me.
Oh, brilliant.
Only flicking through lives yesterday, and he's at the pub. At the pub with his mates, and I'm like, I've never seen you live. He goes, this is my first live, and I've never been gifted like that. I said, that's because it's your first live, mate, and people have got respect for you. So I
Nice.
went and I transferred all my diamonds and said, there you go. I said, you supported me, I'll support you. And I was just like, wow, he's never, ever, ever gone live.
Nice.
I think he had quite a bit, Mike. I might be wrong, but it seemed like he had.
Squad mate is redeployed. Well done.
And he was like, this is my first live ever. And I was like, wow. I think that's the thing for a lot of people. They're scared they're going to get trolls in, or scared they're going to get this in. I said, the worst part of going live is when you have nobody in.
Get your fucking hands.
I said, when we had the trolls, when we had the trolls and all that, I think it was better, to be fair.
Gotta stay inside the envelope.
Into the area.
Changing that.
Be advised.
But I think it's got, you know, TikTok's got very political. It's all to do with battles. It's all to do with competitions, leagues.
Yeah.
And I think that's what ruined it for people. Not because it's, you know, TikTok at first, like I said, were giving people subs. They allowed you to use logos. Then they U-turned on that and they took their logos and all that away because it was advertising itself. But someone come in my stream earlier and said, oh, please follow me on YouTube. And I'm like, no, don't do YouTube because they don't have the support. I'm not, I would never, if YouTube offered me £1,000 to use their platform, I still wouldn't do it. Purely because they've got no customer care, customer service, they've got no aftercare, nothing like that.
More dead.
At least with TikTok, you can rant, you can appeal, or it's like a certain amount of hours or days you're banned.
Yeah.
But with YouTube, it's just like, no, you're gone, that's it. Road kills. Oh, I got loads earlier, guys, before you came on. This is what I mean, I got this headset, and I got a headache coming again. And these are light.